speaker is a certified athlete from Baltimore City, Annu Singleton. Annu was an athlete leader from the very beginning when we started this program 6 years ago, 7 years ago. He came to the first meeting, the first training. He has been around one of our veterans and does a really good job mentoring other upcoming athletes and setting a good example for those around him. Very active with Special Olympics, but also very active in his community. So everyone, I would like to present to you Annu Singleton.
Thank you, Jason. Greetings, everyone. My name is Annu Singleton, and I am a multi-sport certified athlete leader from Baltimore City. Tonight, I want to talk to you about how I became a super plunger. Several years ago, on a Thursday, January 24, 2013, Jim Smuts, the president and CEO of SLND, asked me that I would like to go with him for an athlete leadership opportunity at the Cruise, Maryland terminal, and I said yes. So myself and Jim went to the terminal to meet some of the representatives from Carnival Cruise Lines, like Kirk Neal and Kathy Donnelly. First, I didn't know why Jim asked me to come to the terminal that night, but it turns out that I was chosen to be an athlete representative for Carnival Cruise Lines for the corporate plunge. At first, I was so happy that I was chosen, but then I was super excited when I heard the other news, because not only I became an athlete representative for one of the most greatest cruise lines in all of Maryland, but I also get to join them for the corporate plunge at Sandy Point State Park for the first time in my athletic career. I said to them, I am so honored for this opportunity. I've never plunged before, and I've never been to Sandy Point before. This is like a dream come to reality, something that I can never pass up. So the next day, I came to the beach on a cold winter day. I was happy that for the first time in my life, I get to plunge into the icy cold water. At first, I was a bit nervous that I'd never been to the water this frigid cold before. But I said to myself that I wanted to prove to them that I'm ready for anything. So as soon as the countdown went from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I took off towards the water with my fellow Carnival representatives. And when I ran in there for the first time, it was extremely cold, but it was also enjoyable and fun. I didn't care that I was cold when I came out of the water. It was still worth it. The challenge and the excitement that I was looking for, it felt so good. I said to myself that I loved it so much that I would love to do it again. So the next day I came back to Sandy Point once more, but this time for the actual polar bear plunge. When I went in for the second time, I felt like I got the bloodlust to do it again every single year. But when I got back home from Sandy Point, my mom and older sister said they saw me go into the water. And then they called me a soldier because I ran in there. So from then on, I vowed to continue plunging at Sandy Point State Park every single year. So then the next year, when I was waiting for my fellow Carnival representatives to plunge with them again, I chilled at the Super Plunge tent. I hadn't heard about it before, so I asked a couple of people, what is the Super Plunge? And then someone told me that the Super Plunge is like the regular plunge. But for this one, you have to go into the water once every hour for 24 hours. I said to myself at first, I'm not ready for something like this. No, I definitely don't want to do this at all. But then when I saw some of my fellow athletes like Adam Hayes, Michael Hoyt, and Erica Wheeler doing the Super Plunge, if they can do it, so can I, right? So if I ever want to do a Super Plunge someday, I have to train myself for that event. So up to this point every year, I always go to Sandy Point to plunge with the super plungers as part of my training until I was ready for the real thing. That's why I became a in training super plunger for many years. But there was a downfall of that. I also found that in order for me to super plunge, I also have to raise $10,000 if I ever have a chance to participate. Said to myself, there's no way I can raise the money on my own, no matter how many people that ask for donations. But in 2021, I finally got an opportunity that I'm ready for. Become a super plunger for the first time by teaming up with a unified partner to help raise the money we need to participate. So this year in 2022, this past March, I was now an official super plunger. But I've never been able to become one without all of your support. But when I was doing it this year, I wanted to prove that not only that I can take on any challenge life has given me, but I've also wanted to show that I got heart of a super plunger, heart of a Maryland Special Olympian, and the heart of a warrior. Someone that never gives up, someone that is never afraid of accepting defeat, and someone that is always continue to think positive when you're plunging into the water. No matter how cold it is, no matter how difficult it is, I just want to prove that even an intellectual disabled athlete can do anything you can put your mind into it. That's how I became a super plunger. Thank you all very much.